Last time we saw our Washington Nationals, they were playing Game 7 of the World Series against the Boston Red Sox. Unfortunately, we did not have our best game, especially on the pitching side. We dropped that Game 7 and Boston won their 10th World Championship in franchise history. Now we head to the offseason. Got some changes to make. Got some decisions to make on young players, whether they're going to bring them up this year or make them start the season in the minors. Guys to sign as free agents, guys we can trade away and get better prospects at other positions. And all of that's going to be settled right here in this episode. Welcome back, everybody, to the Washington Nationals MLB 26 franchise, and we are headed to offseason number 3. We had great postseason performance by Byron Buxton, although he kind of tailed off at the end of the World Series. James Wood did not have the strongest World Series either. Vinny had a lot of hits, but not a lot of extra base hits. Clanahan and Horton carried our pitching staff. They were absolutely phenomenal, but Dylan Cruz didn't hit well. Lopez was up and down. CJ had a hot first series and he cooled off. And then we've got guys like Jacob Young that we benched for the playoffs and he gets hot in the World Series. Luis Garcia got benched. Harry Ford got benched. Tom McVay got benched. So got a lot of things that we need to take care of in this offseason, rebuild this team back up and make sure we can get back to the playoffs and have a better run in season 4. And I'm going to start things off with players that retired. Anybody of note? No? Let's dig through the free agents. Matthew Boyd, Aroldis Chapman. What did he end up with? Ended up with 451 saves in his career, 1,481 strikeouts, and only 958 innings. See if he makes the Hall of Fame. Michael Conforto. Sonny Gray retires. Eloy Jimenez. Kikuchi. Chris Sale retires. Finishes with 171 wins. 2,842 strikeouts and 2,404 innings. Career 3.09 ERA. Carlos Santana. Jorge Soler. And that's it. Chris Sale does get into the Hall of Fame as a White Sox. Now we have some exclusive free agents. We have to decide if we're going to bring them back. Ronaldo Lopez made that trade for him in the regular season. Had a hot start, cooled off, got hot again in the playoffs, and then did not pitch well in the last 2 games against Boston. Phil Maton, definitely want to bring him back. I like him as our setup guy. See his 1 season with us, 23 holds, 3.33 ERA, 87 strikeouts, and 67 innings. As long as he's not regressing poorly, I will take that. But Lopez, again, 8-8, less hits than innings pitched, but he gave up 29 home runs during the regular season. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, although he had a couple of really good games in the World Series, he's probably going to want more money than I want to pay. And Lucchesi and Beeks are both regressing. I do like both of these guys, but we'll just have to wait and see what's out there as free agents. We will probably let them go as free agents and then try to bring them back if we don't find anything else better via trade or free agency. So definitely bringing back Maton, and I'm going to have to think on Ronaldo Lopez. We look at our starting pitching. We have McClanahan, Horton, Sasaki. I don't know if he has the durability. You might start him in the rotation. He may end up in the bullpen at some point during the season. We got Brad Lord. And Jeff Ullman is not quite there. I want to see all of his hits per 9 in the 60s. So we got to work on that. Hits per 9 against lefties. Also his clutch. Travis Sakura made his MLB debut. He's got everything in the 60s. We'll work on his clutch as well. So he will probably get the first shot at number 5. It's just a matter of Sasaki. Are we going to start with him in the rotation or not? If he's in the rotation, Sakura does well. At some point, we need to yank Sasaki out of the rotation, and Ullman's progressed up and had a good year, AAA, then we can move him up in that spot. Andrew Alvarez, I don't think is good enough for what we need. Had a rough year last year. Might look to trade him. We'll see. Joel Ortiz, a potential, 24 years old. He's up to a 70 overall, but again, need to get those hits per 9 up in the 60 range. Bringing him up with those numbers right there is just going to be a disaster. Same thing with Will Fox. Got to get all of his per 9s up in the 60s. So we have some guys down here, A's and B's, that are starting pitchers, but they're going to be a few years away. Bullpen side, we bring Maton back. Got to decide what we're going to do with Kopech. Had an up and down postseason, like Louis Varland. Granillo, Beeks. Like I said, Beeks and Lucchese, got to decide if we're going to bring them back or not. Cole Henry has a terrible control number, and that hurt him last year. We don't have a lot of depth young pitchers down here. We did acquire Zambrano in a trade, but that's one of my goals this offseason, to go get some younger relief pitchers that can grow and have them get up to the majors in the next couple of years. Fairbanks did an outstanding job, so he'll definitely be back. And I don't know if Gus Varland or Montes de Oca will be back at 32. We might ship one of those out and let Willie Valenzuela pitch as a closer in in Double A. One of these two guys will be in Triple A. Tony Tulibits is progressing down in the minors. Hit 30 home runs one year, just missed 30 home runs last year, so we're going to let him cook. He's, what is his potential? He is 72, so he is right at his own potential, and so he's not going to get much better than he is. He's actually 1 point higher, but he's got a lot of power, and it's gone up. He's up to 82 against righties, 78 against lefties, and need to work on the rest of his vision, clutch, and discipline. So he could be a bench bat down the road or a trade piece. And Garcia's getting traded away. I need to move Abrams to second. Dunbar and Castro at third with Wilkin. We're going to bring Dunbar to spring training. See, his fielding is all in the 50s. Got a very strong arm, so he definitely can play the outfield. But we got to work on that defense, get it pushed up. He's hitting great. Look at that. He went up 4 power against righties, but he went up 8 power against lefties. That's amazing. And he went up 8 contact against lefties. So he had a really good season against left-handed pitching. So we'll bring him to the spring training, let him see what he does against Major League pitching, and he can always start the season in AAA, and we'll go with Willie Castro in his last season at third base. And worst thing is, if Dunbar makes a team, then Willie becomes our utility guy because he can play second, short, third, left, center, and right. And Eli will be on the Major League roster. I don't care if he hits 0 in spring training. He is our starting shortstop going forward. He's got all the contact in the 60s. He's got excellent defense, way better than CJ. Really good speed, really strong arm, really good durability. So basically, we just need to work on his clutch and his power. But he's ready to come up. And McVay is going to continue to play some first base with Pasquantino DHing. Wood will be in left again. And we're going to work on McVay's arm. If we can get that up over 60, then he'll be ready to go to center field when Byron Buxton leaves. Remember, we did sign Buxton to an extension, so we get 2 more years out of him at 29.5. Hopefully by that time, McVay will be ready to step in and play center field. And then Young, we're going to trade away. And then in right field, we got Cruz for now. He's 27 years old, and he's having a ton of problems just making contact when we need him to. And we'll run him out there again and see what he does. But if he doesn't do it this year, doesn't take a big step. You see, hit 20 home runs 2 years ago, dropped to 15, raised his average. But if he's not producing more, then I will ship him out because he has 1 more year left after this coming 2029 season. And then he'll be a free agent. So we may end up shipping him out next year if he doesn't take a good step up. And then Ryan Clifford's going to continue to grow down in AAA. All of our coaching staff is signed for at least the next 3 years. All of our coaches are signed for 7 years, except for the manager, who's got 3, and our third base coach has 6, so we don't have to deal with them for a while. And the top 100 prospects in baseball, a couple of guys that were just drafted jump up ahead of Eli, but he's essentially the best prospect that's Major League ready. Josue Dupala is behind him. And what else we have? Ronnie Cameron at 10. Howard Carlberg at 18. Jeff Ullman is going to be our next one outside of Dunbar and Willits. That'll be coming to the major leagues. There's Dunbar. We go look at organization. Willits, then Cameron and Carlberg, who weighs away. These 2 guys, and then it's a while before we get anybody else that's going to come up. So we need to keep plugging away and getting more prospects. And since we're going to be picking at the end of the draft this next year, I definitely want to try and bring in more prospects for Garcia and Young. I don't need Major League players back for them. I just need prospects in the minors that we can't get through the draft that will improve our team down the road. So I'm going to hop in here, sign Phil Maton, hopefully, and let Lopez, I think I'm going to let him go and see if there's another pitcher we can get instead. If not, we'll just go with what we've got, and that'll leave us room for both Ullman and Sikora to pitch the bottom of the rotation. I think this team is still playoff caliber, even with those guys in the rotation. And worst case is, if they flame out, we'll go make a deal in the middle of the season and try and get somebody else. And we had to clean up some roster space. We were at 98, had to get down to 93, so we released one starting pitcher in Johnny Hafey and 4 relievers to get us down to 93. And we offered Phil Maton 1 year, $10 million. He has not taken it yet, so it's likely that he will be going back to free agency. So we'll have to go find a new setup guy if we don't go with one of the guys already in our bullpen from last year, whether it's Kopech or Varland. And all 5 of our guys did not come back as Maton didn't sign, so they're all going to be free agents. And the Red Sox had a ton of guys become free agents as well. Story, Wilson Contreras, Romy Gonzalez, Jarren Duran, Cutter Crawford, Jason Foley, Garrett Whitlock. So they're losing 3 guys out of their bullpen, plus Duran, who can play outfield and DH. So big changes in store for the world champion Red Sox. And arbitration side, we're going to bring back Chaparro, Varland, Millis, and Granillo. Try and get them signed to a contract, not go to arbitration. Otherwise, we'll offer it. Cole Henry, I might try to trade him away to someone else and let them deal with him in arbitration and see if we can get a younger, better player, at least a younger player. And right now, there's nobody on that list right there for 40-man that I care if we lose. So I'm not going to sign any of those guys to the 40-man. I'll double check anybody else younger that shows up that's not on the screen. But right now, I don't think I have to worry about the 40-man roster. And I'll have to add Dunbar anyway, so that'll kick it up to 36. And then if we add some other players in the bullpen, I think I need 3 relievers, at least 2 of those for the major league level. So that'll knock that down to me sitting there at 39, and that'll leave a spot for Ullman if we decide to bring him up during the season. Get all these guys contracts tendered. I don't think I have to give very many long-term deals. Ford struggles so bad in the World Series. I'm not going to sign him to an 8-year deal. And like I said, we'll deal with getting all these guys signed. And then I'm going to go out here, free agency, and look for undrafted guys that were at least a C potential that I can get signed and backfill some of our minor leagues and replace some D players. We'll just see how that goes. And then go in and try and get some relievers. I want to sign 3 relievers, 1 starting pitcher, and a shortstop. They don't have to be guys that we're going to play at the major league level outside of the 1 or 2 relievers. So I will be right back and let you see some of those moves. And I found 3 relievers that I want to go after. And if we get all 3, awesome. I definitely want to get one of these lefties. And I'm going to shoot for Garrett Whitlock over Phil Maton. If we can't get Whitlock, Maton's still there. I'll double back on him. But Whitlock shut us down in the postseason. And that would give us a insurance policy on the closing spot if Fairbanks seems to tail off this year or going forward. So Whitlock, Alvarado, and Minter. Those are the targets for now. And we'll see what we get. And after 1 week on free agency, Garrett Whitlock's at 65%. We're going to go in here and try and give him an offer. He's 32 years old, so we'll go 2 years, and let's go, man, I don't want to pay that much. Let's go 2 years, 10 mil. Basically, is what I offered Maton. See if he takes this. Jose Alvarado. 1 year, 7.9. I'm okay with that. And we got to wait on AJ Minter. On the trade hub side, we have all of these guys on our trade block. That it does include Andrew Alvarez, Luis Garcia, Jacob Young, and I threw Dylan Cruz on there just to see what we can get for him. Trade targets I'm interested in. Wyatt Langford sitting out there on the trade block. If we get him and ship out Cruz, then we would put Langford in left, move Wood over to right. Sanchez, it's in the division, and it would be an excellent left-handed pitcher, but he's going to be a free agent, so I'm not going to offer too much to get him because we would probably not be able to retain him. Uceda and Swanson are guys looking for in the bullpen in case we can't sign Whitlock. And we signed Brian Acuna as a free agent to fill the organization down in the minor league level. Re-signed Louis Varland, Andre Granillo, Cole Henry, Andre Chaparro to contracts to avoid arbitration. Henry will be added to the trade block. Might have to use him to spice up a trade. And we're still waiting on Drew Millis to accept his offer. And you can see right here, everybody else re-signed. We renewed. Everybody wasn't anybody that we were interested in a long-term deal at this point. Budget-wise, we have $74.5 million available to us. Buxton has 2 years, McClanahan 3, Wood 3, Vinny 3. So we're locked in for the next 3 years. We'll have to deal with that going forward after that. But we're in good shape, and I'm sure we can bring back James Wood. We'll just give Buxton's money to Wood. We want to save money there and put McVay in center field anyway. And you never know at first base. If Benny's regressing, then we'll bring up one of the other guys and restart first base. And I'm going to put this trade offer out there. Dylan Cruz for Wyatt Langford. They're looking for right field. We're looking for left field. And we'll just see if they'll do this 1-for-1 trade. They're both 27. They're both Bs. Cruz is 83. Langford's 89. And Langford's making about $14 million more. And he's going to be a free agent after the season. We'll just have to see if we have enough money going forward. I think we will to bring him back. But I'm disappointed with Cruz and how he plays. And we definitely can put Wood over in right field, and that will greatly improve our offense. So we'll just see what happens. And we have our first contract decision. We get somebody signed. Is it Garrett Whitlock? Is it Alvarado? Need more work, I guess. And Whitlock says, I've lost motivation. Okay, well, we'll try and fix that again. Jose Alvarado, is he going to sign? Yes, he is. We got a new lefty in the bullpen. Jose Alvarado, 1 year, $7.9 million. And Hunter Brown goes to the Mariners, 8 years, $336 million. Logan Webb to the Mariners, 1 year, $39.8 million. Wow. So the Mariners get Brown and Webb. They're not messing around. And both those guys making over $30 million a year. My goodness. And we're going to change our contract, offer $11.5 million for Whitlock. If you want to know who's out there as a free agent this year, Gunnar Henderson, Ronald Acuna Jr., George Kirby, Jordan Alvarez, Hader, Valdez, Bo Bichette, Riley Green. There is a ton of money out here to be spent. And they rejected our trade. I just wanted to see. It says, consider counter offers. They're going to hold it this time. So I'll offer them a little bit more and see what they're interested in and see if we can get this deal done, because I'd rather have Wyatt Langford than Dylan Cruz. And I'm going to revise this trade, offer Warming Bernabel as well as Dylan Cruz since they need younger first basemen. Don't know if that'll be enough or not, but we'll just see what they say on this second offer. And I'm going to offer this trade to the Mets. They need a second baseman. You can see they have nothing really here at second base. So we're going to try and offer them Luis Garcia, get this Arlen Lyons, an 18-year-old B, 65 overall B potential. Good contact, really good fielding. Doesn't have the strongest arm, just need him to play second base. He's got good discipline as well, good speed, not a lot of power. And that'll give us a long-term second baseman in the pipeline behind C.J. Abrams. And we're also asking for this right fielder, Simon Juan. 23 years old, 65 overall, C potential, great defense, great speed. So see if we can make this deal, shave $10 million off the budget, and get some young players onto our minor league squad. And they quickly rejected that trade. Okay, we'll try something else. Gunnar Henderson goes to the Braves, 12 years, $400 million. Goodness sakes. And we made a deal. We have a blockbuster trade. We picked up Wyatt Langford from the Rangers for Dylan Cruz and Warming Bernabel. So we swapped 27-year-old outfielders. That'll move James Wood to right field, and Langford will be the everyday left fielder. And going to start with a better base there, more power, and better contact. And we're just going to have to pay him, obviously pay him more. Cruz was signed for a few more years, but change of scenery for both those guys. So new bat in the lineup, Wyatt Langford. That'll greatly help the middle of our order. And we have a second trade. We got that young second baseman from the Mets, Arlen Lyons. We took away the other prospect, so we just get the 18-year-old second baseman for Luis Garcia. And that gets us younger, gets us a good guy in the pipeline. And we offload that money, and that'll help us pay for Wyatt Langford's contract. There we go. Second trade of the offseason. And Lyons happens to be an 85 potential at second base. And Wyatt Langford is up for arbitration, so we're going to try and get him signed long-term, offer him 5 years at $28.5 million and see if he'll take that. Another contract decision coming. Do we get Whitlock? Do we improve our bullpen? Yes, we do. Contract signed. New setup guy, Garrett Whitlock, 2 years, $11.5 million. And he's also insurance as a closer if we have trouble with Fairbanks. Welcome to the team, Garrett Whitlock. Framber Valdez goes to the Royals, 2 years, $60 million. And we're going to offer Jacob Young to the Tigers. They need some outfield help, even though it doesn't say that on their 3 positions they're seeking. They definitely need him in the outfield. And we're going to try and get this left-handed reliever Brian Herter away, 30 years old, 79 overall, really good numbers. Also has another year of arbitration eligibility after this one. And then we also added to the offer this Bobby Fields, 18-year-old B potential, 62 overall. And he looks like a reliever, and I think we can develop him up into a bullpen arm. And he's only 18. So we'll see what the Tigers say for this trade offer for Jacob Young. And we had to offer arbitration to Langford, lowballed him at 20, trying to entice him to take the long-term deal. And the Tigers rejected the offer, okay. And I'm going to quickly go through some signings on the free agency side, since they didn't pop up on little cards on the window there. Volpe goes to the Dodgers, 4 years. Torkelson goes to the Rangers. Shane Baz to the Rockies. Riley Green to the Angels. We get Whitlock. Framber Valdez, we already said, went to the Royals. Bo Bichette went to the Pirates. Jarren Duran goes to the Guardians. Yordan Alvarez signs with the Pirates, 9 years, $272 million. And a blockbuster trade. The Brewers get Austin Wells, Kyle Isbell, and Jake Bird. Yankees get Juan Castro, Brady Winter, and Carlos Rodriguez. Josh Hader to the Red Sox, 3 years, $42 million. And we added JoJo Romero and Colby Allard to our list of free agent possibilities, trying to lock down that second left-handed arm out of the bullpen. See these guys where they ranked. JoJo's the higher of the 3, but we'll just see how much it's going to take. AJ, 1 year, 5.4. Throw that out. JoJo, 1 year at 8.4. I think we'll drop that down to 7.5. And Colby Allard, 1 year at 6.4. And whichever of these guys signs, we'll just get rid of the other 2 and move on from there. George Kirby to the Diamondbacks, 6 years, $225 million. Colby Allard says, not quite. Okay. JoJo Romero says, welcome to the Nationals, JoJo Romero. There we go, our other lefty in the bullpen. And AJ, we don't need 3. Sorry, please don't sign. Well, he does. So now we got 3 guys, 3 lefties for the bullpen. Probably should have only offered 2 and left the other one for later, but it is what it is. And with the signing of those extra relief pitchers, that means we're going to start with Roki in the starting rotation, and we'll go from there. And if he struggles at all, then we'll make some moves. Granillo is going to go to long relief, and now we have Kopech, Varland, Minter, Romero, Alvarado, Whitlock, and Fairbanks in our pen. Like I said, if Pete struggles at all, we'll flip him to setup and let Whitlock close. But this is our setup for the next year on the pitching rotation side. And on our batting order side, I have to wait until after the Rule 5 draft to add Eli Willits to the 40-man. And he will slot in at short. We'll move CJ to second, Castro to the third, Wilkin to the bench or the minors. But this is what we're going to go with. And Langford's going to slide in, hit cleanup after Wood between him and Pasquantino, break up all these lefties. Castro 6, McVay 7. Eli would hit down here at either 8 or 9. And then Harry Ford's going to be the catcher. So we'll go with that lineup for the next season and see if that does a better job of lengthening our lineup and giving us more production up and down the order. And the Angels jump 7 spots to go to number 1. Rockies go up 2 spots to 3. Twins, Cardinals, Rays, Orioles all slide down. So that's your draft order for this next year's draft. And we are to the Rule 5 draft. I don't think there's anybody I'm interested in, but we're going to go in here, 1, to see if we lose anybody, and 2, see if there's anybody worth even considering taking. And it's our pick. No one's been taken off our roster yet. Drew Jones is out there, but not really interested. His contact skills are not very good. And we did not make a selection in the Rule 5 draft, nor did we lose a player. But lost in all those free agent signings, I did notice that we did re-sign Wyatt Langford, 5 years, $142.6 million. So all of our guys are signed, and Langford can be making $28 million for the next 5 seasons. Playing left field, going to give us great offense, a little more power against lefties and righties. That's fine. We have trouble against lefties. Really good fielding ability, good speed, good arm, great discipline, really good clutch. And he has first pitch hitter, dead red, rally monkey, and situational. So he should help us greatly driving in runs. And Andres Munoz goes to the Red Sox in a 5-year deal. Kyle Bradish, 4-year deal to the Diamondbacks. And we've reached the end of the offseason. There are some big name pitchers as free agents. Kevin Gossman, Braxton Garrett, Garrett Cole, Aaron Savali, Luis Castillo, Nick Pivetta, Zach Eflin, Matt Strom. If he's still sitting out there, it's too bad. I should have grabbed him than some of the other guys I signed as free agents, especially since he throws 5 pitches. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa is still out there, so if we need somebody during the year, I guess we can go grab him and bring him back. And since we weren't able to trade Jacob Young, we will bring him back. He will be our super sub in the outfield, give us great defense. He can always sub in for James Wood in right field late in games. Millis is going to be our backup catcher. Brock Wilken, going to bring him to the major leagues. He can play third, and they'll let Willie Castro move around if he needs to. As a defensive player, we might want to defensively replace CJ since his fielding isn't the greatest. Slide Castro to second, Wilken to third late in games. Chaparro can also place first and third. So looks like our major league lineup is pretty much set. We are going to be inviting Dunbar to spring training and see if he can win a job, and he will replace Brock Wilken if that happens. And I did add Jeremy Dunbar to the 40-man, and that fills up our 40-man now. And like I said, he'll be coming to spring training, get some at-bats. We can also let him play some outfield. He has eligibility at first, third, left, center, and right. Don't think I want to play him in center field or right field with that defensive ability, although he does have the arm to play right field. But going to get him some ABs. Look at that clutch at 84, vision at 84. So he's going to make contact. If you don't know, vision is related to the less strikeouts. Discipline relates to more walks. So he shouldn't strike out a ton, although he's not going to walk a ton either. And I got to worry about that 66 durability, but going to give him a shot. And worst case is he plays most of the year in AAA. If we get an injury, he'll be the first one we call up. And as we went to spring training, I signed Brad Lord to a 4-year extension, $80.3 million. So he'll be around for a while. And all those other guys got called up to spring training. That's why they're called up to MLB Washington. They'll all be at spring training. So some of those guys may have to pass waivers to go back down. But we got another one of our starting pitchers signed. And that should solidify the top third of our rotation for the next 3 seasons plus. And now we get our first spring training action of this season. And we're going to highlight 3 players for player lock in this game: Wyatt Langford, Jeremy Dunbar, and Eli Willits, as we take on the Cardinals in the spring opener. Want to make sure we get plenty of gameplay action with the new guys. I don't know if Dunbar is going to make the team or not, but I want to get a look at him early. And we know we're going to see Willits and Langford during the regular season. So start this off. CJ Abrams, solo shot to lead it off. Good way to start. I'll take that. Now we go to the top of the second. Wyatt Langford's going to lead things off. 1-0 lead for the Nationals. Brady Singer on the mound for the Cardinals. And the first pitch to Langford is high for a ball. See his numbers last year with the Rangers. I just like his overall makeup more than Dylan Cruz. Cruz is actually a better defensive player, but we need to get better all around, especially in the middle of our order. Langford's down in count 1-2 here. Here's the pitch. And Tapper fouls. He stays alive. Hopefully we'll have more competitive at-bats with Langford than we did with Cruz. Here's the 1-2 pitch. High for ball 2. I think Cruz would have struck out on either of those 2 pitches previously. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and he chases and strikes out, so he makes me eat my words. But at least it was more competitive at-bat than what we saw in the playoffs. That'll bring in Jeremy Dunbar's first action. Put him in the lineup at third base. Swings through that first pitch. Like I said before, he could end up long-term at first base, but we're going to give him a shot at third base. Hopefully he will improve dramatically quickly on the fielding side. Has a strong arm, though. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Here's a ground ball, second base. JJ's got it. Turns and throws, and he gets Dunbar. That's the second out here in the second inning. That'll bring in Eli. As I said before, I don't care if he hits 0 in the spring. He is going to be our starting shortstop. Greatly improves our defense. Another switch hitter in the lineup. And he's just getting started. Should be a great addition to the team, and somebody hits in the top half of the lineup once he gets going. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that's a strike on the corner. See, they have him as number 3 now. He's really the number 1 prospect in all of baseball. There's a ground ball. Weatherholt's got that. Throw to first, and we go down 1-2-3. So nothing dramatic in that inning. We have a 1-0 lead after 2. And Mason Wynn with a solo shot in the bottom of the second ties this game at 1. And Pages fouls it up with a solo, so Shane giving up back-to-back home runs. But Harry Ford answers back in the top of the third, so 2-2 tie, all on home runs. And we're back to Wyatt Langford. Nobody on and 2 out. Here in the top of the 4th. Pitch from Dustin May is up and in. Big redhead on the mound. You saw Langford chase that pitch and strike out his first AB. 2-2 count now on Langford. May with that long, funky windup. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a tapper to short. Mason Wynn's got it. Quick throw, and that's the 3rd out. We fail to score any more runs. And coming in out of the pen for the Cardinals now is Michael McGreevy. Going to pitch the 5th inning for the Redbirds. And leading things off will be Jeremy Dunbar, looking for his first hit at the major league level. He fouls that pitch off. Really want to get a look at Dunbar facing top caliber MLB starting pitchers, see how he does against them. Very important that he hits at the major league level. We will send him to the minors for more seasoning if we have to. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Here's a ground ball right to Weatherholt. Throw to first. There's one quick out here in the 5th. We still don't have a hit from this trio. That'll bring in Eli with nobody on and 1 out. Strike on the outside corner. Only issue with Willits on the offensive side is his clutch really isn't that high. It's in the 50s, but his contact is in the 60s. So he's not somebody we want to bat in the middle of the order right now. I want him batting high like 1-2 or batting 7-8-9. Fouls that tough curveball off until he gets that worked up. And his power is in the 50s as well. So he will hit for some power. Not sure how quickly. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fouls that behind the plate. Pages is going to have that. And that's another out. So we're still looking for our first hit from these guys. And after those first 2 outs, McVeigh gets a single. And then he's going to score an RBI double by Harry Ford. So we take a 3-2 lead now. And we're going to hop ahead to the top of the 7th with Cooper Yerpe on the mound now for the Cardinals. And this is good because Wyatt Langford hits lefties really well. And get a good look at him against left-handed pitching whenever we can. He's over 2 against right-handed pitchers, so see if we can get his first hit. Want to make sure we had somebody in the middle of the order that really could hit lefties well. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swings through that. Strike 1. Reset. Here's the 1-1 count. And the pitch from Yerpe is inside for a ball. And the 3-1 pitch now is outside for ball 4. So Langford draws a leadoff walk here in the 7th. Good at bat. Get that man on, and now we get on it. Well, I guess we won't get to see Dunbar against lefties. He did really well in the minor leagues against lefties, and the computer manager is going to pinch hit with Jacob Young. Young singles. We have men at the corners now for Eli Willits. Well, Willits doesn't have a high clutch rating. He does have some, it's a foul off on the first pitch. He does have some good quirks that have to do with men on base. Give you a look at this right now. See, he's got 53 and 54 power, but only 56 clutch. But what I was saying, he has quirks that make him actually better than what that is going to look like. Scroll down here. Situational hitter excels at driving in a runner from third with less than 2 out. We're in that situation. And he also excels at hitting pitches out of the strike zone. So now he's down 1-2. See if he can come through and drive this runner home. Here's the pitch inside for ball 2. So I'm hoping the quirk will offset that clutch rating or at least enhance it. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Here's a ground ball to second and a tag and a throw. Wow. Unbelievable play there. He hit it right to Weatherholt, who was playing in. He was able to tag the runner and then get the double play. And the runner in third doesn't score. So now McVeigh doubles. There we go. So now we're up 4-2 as McVeigh comes through in the clutch. And Harry Ford hits another home run, a 2-run shot. We're up 6-2 here in the 7th. Harry Ford having a day. Now we're going to skip to the top of the 8th with Quinn Matthews on the mound facing Wyatt Langford. First pitch is high, so we get a different lefty for Langford to face. See if we can get his first hit on camera here. 1-0 pitch from Matthews. And he lays down a bunt up the first base line, and he's going to beat it out. So Langford doesn't have to beat you with power. He's going to use his legs once in a while, too. Great play there. And we're going to bring in Willie Castro because I did not take Jacob Young out. He played the whole inning at third base. And a 2-run shot by Castro makes it 8-2. That'll bring in Willits now. Big 6-run lead. Nobody on and 2 out. See if we can get a hit finally with Eli. Matthews up to 21 pitches. There's the first pitch to Eli, and that's high for a ball. That ground out was just crazy. The last one where he got the double play. Incredible defense by JJ on that play. Runner in first probably should have just stopped and make him throw the ball. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and he hits that to first base. So JC's going to step on the bag, and so he goes hitless in our first look at Willits. But we expand the lead out. We're up 8-2, guys, going to the bottom of the 8th. And McVeigh gets a leadoff single, caught stealing. Harry Ford hits his 3rd home run of the day. He's got 3 homers and a double. Have a day. Could have used some of that in the World Series. My goodness, 4-for-4 day. And, yeah, we're going to end this first spring training game with a 9-2 win over the Cardinals. Granillo the win. McGreevy takes the loss. Take a look at this box score. Abrams with a solo shot to lead off the game. Castro with a 2-run shot. Harry Ford a double and 3 home runs. Drives in 5. Got 3 walks. Only had 6 strikeouts. Just don't get any hits other than a bunt single by Langford from the trio we were following. But what an offensive explosion by Harry Ford. And McClanahan, 2 runs in 3 innings. Bullpen shuts him out, only allows 2 hits the last 6 innings. And we start the spring in fine fashion with an offensive explosion. Now we go to Game 2 against the Astros. A little cloudy day here down in Florida, and get to see Jeremy Dunbar. Going to player lock with him only. He's going to face Logan Gilbert. I want to make sure we get a good look at him against very tough Major League pitchers and see how he handles himself. So this is just going to be a Dunbar game. And he's going to come up here in the second inning, bottom of the second. We're down 2-1, 1 out, and see if Dunbar can handle himself well against Gilbert. First pitch to Logan is ripped foul, straight back on that pitch. There we go. But Dunbar still looking for his first hit, but I really want to watch him battle against these top shelf Major League pitchers. He's behind 1-2 now. Here's the pitch and almost hits him. Reset now, 2-2 count. Pitch from Gilbert on the way, and he fouls that off. There we go. Battle. Got to protect the plate. Stay alive in an at-bat. Reset. Another 2-2 pitch on the way. And he rips that foul as well. So there we go. He's got a little dog in him there. Fouling pitches off. Tough pitches. Not striking out. 2-2 pitch again. And he rips that. And it's going to be caught by Loperfido at first. That was going to go foul, but he was able to make the play. And that's the second out here in the second inning. See this replay. Got way out in front of that pitch. Hooked it. And, yeah. Now we're going to pick it up here in the bottom of the 4th. Pasquantino on after a 1-out walk. Hayden Wesneski on the mound now for the Astros. See if Dunbar can get that first hit at the professional level. First pitch on the way. There's a high fly ball down the right field line, and it is hooking foul. Just missed a home run by 6 feet. That would have been awesome to catch on camera. So now 0-1 count on Dunbar. Wesneski's pitch is low for a ball. Even that count at 1-1. See, Dunbar was our first pick in 2027. Here's his numbers if you haven't seen his card. Great vision, great clutch, great power against righties, developing more power against lefties. Like I said, defense is a thing, and discipline is going to be his problem. That means he's not going to draw a lot of walks, but he's also not going to strike out with that high vision. 2-2 count on Dunbar. Here's the pitch. He swings and misses and strikes out and makes me a liar. Whatever. It's okay. It's spring training. And Vinny and James Wood. Solo shots each here in the bottom of the sixth, tie the game. So Dunbar is going to come up now with nobody on and one out, facing Spencer Arrighetti. Can we hit 3 solo homers in the inning? That would be awesome. Get his first hit, be a solo homer, and give us the lead. All right, Arrighetti comes set. Here's the first pitch to Dunbar, and it's low for a ball. It's 0 for 2 with a K and a line out. Like to see him put the ball in play. That line out was a foul ball. The 1-0 pitch is strike at the letters. 1-1 count now. Have us as number 5 prospect for Washington, the number 1 third base prospect in baseball, and that pitch is way off the plate for 2-1. Very patient at bat here by Dunbar. Gotta love it. Here's a 2-1 pitch, and it's a pop foul down the left side. Racing over is Correa, and he's going to have that. That's another foul out for Dunbar. Need to see him put the ball in play. And we're going to pinch hit for Vinny here in the bottom of the 8th. 4-4 ties. Nationals tied it up. Elvis Martinez going to get a single, so now we're going to have a man on first and nobody out for Dunbar. Get another chance here, see if he can get his first hit. Miguel Yola on the mound. Takes ball 1. Get too many foul balls. Need to see him put the ball in play, hit it hard. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Took strike. Okay, 1-1 count now. I'm very excited for Dunbar. Can't wait to see him in the lineup every day. Want to see how he sims too. So once we get all these player lock games out, we'll look at him in the sim. Here's a high fly ball in the center field. Cole is under that, and that will be the first out of the inning. Got under that pitch. And we're going to go pinch hit for Abrams here in the bottom of the 9th tie game. Willie Castro is going to come in and pinch hit. Facing Alex Santos singles. Jacob Young walks, so 2 on and nobody out. And Ryan Clifford with a walk-off hit as we beat the Astros 5-4. There we go. See, the boys are all happy as we're now 2-0 on the spring. Check the box score. Correa 2 hits. Home run. They hit a couple of home runs. Arrighetti gives up 2. James Wood 2 hits. Chaparro 2 hits. Hit 4 walks in the game. Clifford with a double. We hit 4 home runs. Wood hit 2. Pasquantino, Chaparro with home runs. Horton, a little bit of a rough, shaky start there. Bullpen had their issues as well. But we get the win, and we're 2-0. Now we're off to Game 3 of the spring. We're going to take on Miami Marlins and get another player lock in this game. This time it's going to be Eli Willits facing Max Meyer. And we're going to put Willits at the top of the order so we get his at-bats out of the way a little earlier in the game. First pitch from Meyer is low for a ball. I want to see how Willits hits at the top of the order in front of better hitters. Meyer comes set. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's going to be ripped down the left field line past the dugout. Evens the count at 1. Eli did draw a walk in that game against the Astros. Reset. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Meyer. There's a ground ball to short. Scoop there by Lopez. Throw to first, and they get him for the first out here in the top of the first. And the Marlins put up 3 in the first. We put up 1 in the second. They got that run back, so we're down 4-1 now. Willits leading things off here in the top of the 3rd inning. Meyer still on the mound for the Marlins. Here's the pitch. Fouls that straight back, right on that one. There we go. Got that timing. I imagine Willits will be more of a number 2 hitter once we get going and get into his career. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Meyer. Fouled off again. Like to see these young guys fouling off tough pitches. See if he can do it with 2 strikes, though. 0-2 pitch. And he fouls it off. There we go. Just like Dunbar. He's battling at the plate. Don't like to see those 3 pitch outs where you just stand there and take strike 3. 0-2 pitch again. There's a high fly ball into right field down the line. And it is caught right there in front of the 332 sign. Kind of hit that ball too high. It hung up. Thought he had a home run, but didn't quite get enough. And Tom McVeigh's going to hit a solo shot here leading off the 5th inning. So Down 1 run now. Eli Willits is going to step in. Nobody on and nobody out. Back to a 1-run game. First pitch is low and inside. Carson Milbrandt on the mound for the Marlins. See Willits with a fly out and a ground out. Just missed a home run on the fly out. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And it's a tapper foul up the first base side. Get to see these young guys. Good look at them in the spring before we get to the regular season schedule. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Here's a high fly ball to right field, and he got that one way out of here. Eli Willits' first spring training hit is a big fly home run, 394 feet over that high right center field wall. And we get back-to-back home runs by McVay and Willits in the inning, and now we have a tie ball game. And I'm so happy we got to see his first home run at Major League level. That was belt high, and he crushed that one. Wind is blowing out as well. You got to see it on camera. And there we go. All right. Then we go to the top of the 7th inning. Lake Bacher on the mound. Willits back at the plate. Strike 1 on the inside corner. So 1 for 3 with a solo homer. Got to see a big fly on camera by one of the 3 guys we want to focus on in the spring training action. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Bacher, and tries to lay a bunt down and goes foul. So it's kind of like Langford. I'll bunt to get on base as well. Down to count 0-2. We know he's a battler. We've seen him foul several pitches off. And, he takes a pitch in off the plate for strike 3. Don't agree with that call. And we have 2 men on with 1 out here in the 8th inning. We're going to pinch hit for Chaparro for Vinny Pasquantino against Jansen Junk. And a base hit. It gives us a 5-4 lead. And that's going to bring Dunbar to the plate with 2 on and 1 out. And we're going to hop in and bat with Dunbar. I want to see how he does in this clutch situation. And maybe we can get his first big fly on camera as well. All right, 2 on, 1 out here in the 8th. Up 5-4. Facing top prospect Jansen Junk. And that's a ripped foul down the left side. Good swing there. He's still hitless in spring training. Man, can we get 2 big flies by the rookies in the same episode? That'd be great. 0-1 count. Junk comes set. Here's the pitch. He fouls that off. He's an aggressive swinger. If he can put one in play this time. Just need a fly ball, get a sac fly. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And he swings and misses on the slow slider way up. Pitch was hung and he was way out in front. Now we're going to go to the top of the 9th. 1 on and nobody out. Eli Willits up again. 1 for 4 with that home run today. Cade Gibson on the mound. First pitch is a ball. See if we can get his second hit on camera in this game. Gibson comes set. 1-0 pitch. On the way. Here's a high fly ball left side over by the bullpen. And that ball is going to... Wow, it's going to be caught. Another San Diego Studios helium ball that held in the air way too long as McVay tags and goes a second on a play. Those balls hang in the air way, way too long. But enough of my rant. We win the game 5-4. Jose Alvarado the win. Jansen Junk the loss. Pete Fairbanks comes in and gets the save. Yeah, those balls that hang in the air drive me crazy. Box score, Willits with the solo shot. Clifford, 2 more hits. Pasquantino, 2 hits, 2 RBI. Harry Ford, another hit. Willits, Pasquantino, McVay with home runs. Lord had a rough start. Bullpen shut him down the last 6 innings. And, hey, guys, we're 3-0 on the spring. Great way to start with a bunch of young guys in the lineup. And we got to watch the CPU bat with Dunbar and Willits and Langford. So I'm going to take a few hacks myself this game. I'm going to player lock with Jeremy Dunbar and see how it feels to swing with Dunbar. And we'll do another game with Langford and another game with Willits, and then we'll call spring training done. So we're just going to quick manage 2 Dunbars at bats, and I'll just give you updates on how the scoring goes. And here we are in the top of the 2nd inning. Nobody on and 1 out, facing Ryan Nelson. See Dunbar's spring stats there, up to 3 home runs and 12 ribs. Doing really well in the sim. Wind is blowing in. It's going to be tough to hit a home run today. It's a high fly ball into right field, and he's going to have that fairly easy for the second out. Sorry, 2 outs. Now Dunbar's up here in the top of the 4th. We got 2 men on and 1 out. Ryan Nelson still on the mound for the Astros. And a prime RBI chance here. Astros scored a run in the last half inning. And right down the middle, can't pass that up. Should be a sac fly. The catch. Here's the throw. It's offline. And safe. There we go. Tie game. And Vinny leads off the 7th with a solo shot. So Dunbar's coming up. Nobody on, nobody out. And we're up 2-1 now. New pitcher for the Astros, A.J. Bluebaugh. So he's going to be a little more patient this at-bat. Take that first pitch. Dunbar doesn't make it out of spring training. He'll play every day at third base down in AAA. Does not have to come up and play right away. Way out in front of that. I do see him as our long-term first baseman if third base doesn't work out. 0-2 pitch is off the plate. And a count 1-2 now. And we work the count even at 2. Give me a good pitch to drive. Right down the middle. Low. Fouled that off. All right, count even at 2. 2-1 lead here in the 7th. Work that count full. There we go. Harry Ford having a good spring on deck. Although he hit 3 home runs in 1 game to start spring training. Hasn't hit one since. Turn on that pitch. Looks like it's going to be caught in right center field by Cole, though. And that's going to be the first out here in the 7th. And James Wood with a solo shot to make it 3-1. And Dunbar's probable last at-bat of this game. Up 3-1 in the 9th with 1 out. Facing Hayden Wesneski. And the first pitch is right back up the middle. And they got a shift. Shortstop standing right there, and he takes away a base hit. I hate the shift so much. And the Nationals win the game 3-1. Louis Varland the win, Bluebaugh the loss. Fairbanks came in, got the save. Check the box score. Wood had 2 hits. Pasquantino 2 hits. Only 1 walk, but only 4 Ks. Sac fly for Dunbar. And Lord pitched really well, and the bullpen did their job as well, although we had a few walks at the end of the game. And it's St. Patrick's Day, so the teams are wearing St. Patty's Day themed hats. Going to player lock with Eli Willits in this game, and then the next one will wrap up spring training with a player lock of Wyatt Langford. And Eli Willits' first at-bat's going to come here in the top of the 2nd. We have 2 on and 2 out, scoreless game. Casey Mize on the mound for the Mets. All right, see if we can get a pitch to drive. Another one where the wind is blowing crazy. Inside strike high. There's Willits. Spring training numbers. I said even if he hits 0, he's going to be our starting shortstop, so I'm not worried about his spring stats. Needs to give us better range, better defense at shortstop than what Abrams was doing. Now we just got to worry about Abrams at second base. He was the number 1 prospect in all of baseball till a couple of recent draft picks. Goes down and gets that low one and flies that ball to center field, and that's going to be the 3rd out. And the Mets put up a couple of runs in the last 2 innings, so Willits is going to lead off the top of the 5th as we look for our first run of this game. Sun is down. That should help the backdrop back there. Pitch swinging. Hard at taking fastballs right over the middle of the plate. Eli being a switch hitter helps our lineup as well. Castro starts at 3rd instead of Dunbar. We'll have 2 switch hitters. That'll kind of balance out our lineup against left-handed pitching. Ground ball to 3rd. Scoop and a throw. Jam shot there. Need to be more patient. I have not been playing a lot of games lately, so my hitting is behind the curve right now. And now Willits up here in the top of the 7th. Still down 2-0. Tom McVeigh leadoff single. I'll hop in here and bat with Willits, but I'm going to send McVeigh and try and steal him into scoring position on the first pitch. Brian Hudson on the mound now for the Mets. There he goes. Here's the pitch. Strike, throw down. McVeigh safe. There we go. Get rid of that double play chance. See if I can get my first hit with Eli here. Nope. Swinging at everything down. Can't get him to third base, though. Pins him up against the wall. They'll get him to third base with less than 2 outs. See if Ford can drive him in the sim. Actually, I'm sorry. It's C.J. Abrams. Ford's batting ahead of McVay and Willits. So C.J., RBI chance. Strikes out. Buxton walks. Wood. New pitcher. Grounds out so we don't score. Harry Ford with a big 2-run RBI single. Ties this game up. There we go. Now Willits comes up with 1 on and 2 out. Tie ball game. New pitcher in, Reed Garrett. Everything's been low. I've been swinging at too many low pitches. That was me flinching. Sorry. All right, Eli behind 0-1. There's ground ball up the middle. And they're going to get the out at first. Did not make it. Said I was just early. Didn't feel like I made good contact at all. But, hey, at least tied the game 2-2. To go to the bottom of the 8th inning. And the Mets win on a walk-off hit by Carson Binge in the bottom of the 9th. JoJo takes the loss. Check the box score. 2 hits for Wood, 2 hits for Vinny. Harry Ford with that 2-run single, 3 walks. Hitless with Eli. A couple of steals. Horton did not pitch poorly. Bullpen did well to the very end. And JoJo hit a batter, stole second, and then he scored on the walk-off hit by Binge. So, tough way to end it. Nice comeback, though. In our last player lock of the episode, taking on the Cardinals, Brad Lord on the mound for us, Liam Doyle, the lefty, on the mound for the Cardinals. This will be Wyatt Langford's player lock game. I'm going to get him against a left-handed pitcher since he hits them much better than righties. And Langford's going to lead off the second. Nobody has reached. Actually, I take that back. They reached, got a double play, so no score going to the bottom of the second inning. Langford leading off here with the Nationals. Nice, bright, sunshiny day. See Langford struggling. 212, 1 home run. Is a Gold Glove winner, so it helps our defense. I just got to get him going on the offensive side. Almost hit him. 1-1 count. Here's Doyle's pitch. Outside. Langford ahead 2-1. Looking for a pitch to drive. Right there. Gets it. And does he get all of it? Nope. Didn't get enough. Just late. That's the first out here in the second. Josh Baez got the Cardinals on the board with a RBI double in the top of the 4th. And now we have 2 men on and nobody out. Start the bottom half. Langford up with a big RBI spot here. All right. Get something to drive. I haven't been able to drive anything. Nice pitch. This can be a ground ball double play if I swing at that. Here's Langford's cards. You can see great clutch rating, great power against lefties, excellent defense, really good speed, good discipline and durability. So should be an upgrade from Cruz. Count even at 1. Got to be patient. Here we go. 2-1 count. Doyle doesn't have the greatest control either. Oh, I was way out in front of that slider. Saw it hanging and couldn't hold back, so now the count goes even at 2. It's just me being rusty, not playing a ton lately. Here we go. Count goes full. Vinny on deck. Stay back and see it. See the pitch. Here it comes. And gets down and in. Get back to first base. And he missed it, and it's going to be a ground rule double. Wow. Right fielder gave up. Victor Scott has a long way to go. So we do get a hit. That was a weird play. Down and in. Hit it out to right center field. So we're going to get a run on the play, and it's going to be second and third with nobody out. See if Vinny can drive these 2 runs in. He grounds out. No run. Castro strikes out. McVay, single, and we score a run. The other one gets thrown out. So we do have a tie game going to the 5th. And they got a run in the 5th. Buxton just answered back with a solo shot, so now we're tied in the bottom of the 6th. Wyatt Langford up now. Nobody on and 1 out. Facing the righty. Big, tall, redhead Dustin May. Here's the pitch. Off the plate. Kind of backed up on me. What does he throw? Sweeper, sinker, 4-seam cutter, change. Throws everything. Out in front of that. Rip that foul. All right, down to count 0-2. Guys have been reffing a lot of volleyball. You haven't had a time to actually play the game, so I need to get back in the swing of things. Next week, I'll be done with my ref season, so I'll have a lot more time to play, and I will be playing more games this season with this team. 1-2 count. Here's a pitch by May. Rip that foul the other way. Tardy on that one. Reset. 1-2 count. Here's a pitch. And went down and got it. Ground ball to short. And Mason Wynn with a cannon at short. Guns me down for the second out. And Cole Henry promptly comes in. Walks the bases loaded. Gives up a grand slam. He is not going to be on our roster this year. Here we go. Tom McVeigh singled, stole second. Scores on Harry Ford's hits. And now we're down 3. Willits strikes out. Abrams double play ends that. We go to the 8th. Buxton solo shot. Gets it down to a 2-run deficit. Wood strikes out, so Langford up. 4th time tonight facing Tekoa Roby here in the 8th inning. First pitch from Roby is going to be a ground ball to first. Is he going to beat him to the bag? No, he just gets there. I'll get better, guys. I'll get better. And an RBI double by Eli Willits. It's it down to a 1-run game with CJ at the plate. Let's hop in with CJ and see if we can tie this game up. All right. Please be patient. I'm just talking to myself here. And, of course, we swing at the first pitch. Usually what happens when I haven't played for a while, I get swing happy early in a count. Oh, way out in front of that one. All right, now I got to battle. Just got to foul something off till he hangs one. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Again, fouled off. Like I said. Tying run at second, 2 out here in the 9th. That's Fonson on the mound. Another foul ball. Reset, 0-2 count again. Outside, there we go. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be a ground ball to short, and that's going to end the ball game. Our bullpen did us no help. Grand slam was really a dagger. That's going to wrap up our gameplay for spring training. Check the box score for this one. 3 hits for Buxton. Drives in 2. 3 hits for McVeigh. 2 hits for Ford. A couple of walks. We had 4 doubles. 2 home runs by Buxton. Lord didn't pitch great. Didn't pitch poorly. Cole Henry pitched terrible. 3 walks and a grand slam. And, yeah, there it is. In our final spring stats, CJ, 29 hits, hit 290 with 4 home runs, 12 RBIs, 6 stolen bases. James Wood, 326 with 817. Slugged 721. Vinny Pasquantino, 10 home runs in the spring with 23 RBI, hit 364, 1229 OPS. Buxton, 8 and 15, hit 297. McVeigh, he hit 310, 4 home runs, 9 RBI, 3 steals. Harry Ford, 258, 4 and 18. Much better than what he showed in the postseason. Eli only hit 222, don't care. If I have to bat him 9th all year, I will. Langford, disappointment, but it's spring training, facing probably a whole lot of right-handed pitchers out of the bullpen, so see how the season goes when he gets to face those left-handed starting pitchers for 2 or 3 times. Dunbar, great power, 4 home runs, 14 RBIs, gets 14 ribs and only 13 hits, and 10 Ks, but he did have 5 walks. So he's got some promise. I'm not ready to bring him to the majors. He's going to go to AAA, start the season down there. Going to crush righties with that 77 power and that 84 clutch. But Willie Castro did well in a postseason and didn't do terribly here in spring training. And he's got 1 more year at 9.8. He can play all around the infield. So we're going to let Willie play third base at the majors. Jeremy's going to go down to AAA and try and get his defense improved before he comes up. Like I said earlier, he may be our long-term player at first base because of his defense. I'm okay with that. That's fine. We'll just look and see if there's another third baseman in the draft somewhere in the next couple of years. Tom McVeigh is going to be our long-term center fielder once Buxton's gone and McVeigh gets his arm up. And that'll give us Langford in left, Wood in right. We could find a second baseman. We can slide CJ over to DH, and at some point Vinny's going to go away, and that's why I'm talking about Dunbar possibly being our first baseman. So it'd be Dunbar, whoever we have at second, Willits at short, whoever we have at third, with Langford, McVeigh, and Wood in the outfield, CJ at DH, Ford behind the plate. So That's our long-term look there. Young's going to be our all-around backup outfielder. I don't want to pay $12 million for a backup, but I'm going to have to deal with it. Chaparro will be on the team as a right-handed bat to play first and third. Clifford's going back to the minors. Seaver King, nice spring there. He's getting close. That's 69. I want to see him be closer to 75, but he could be our utility player at the major league level in another year or two. Hassel's going back to the minor leagues. Might be a trade possibility. He is 27 years old, and I don't see a future in the outfield with him, and he's got some good numbers, so we could probably get a decent player for him. Millis is going to stay as our backup. Tanya is there in the minors in case we get an injury. These guys are all going to the minors. Brock Wilkin will make the team. He will be our backup at third base in case we need to move Castro to second base for either defensive replacement for Abrams or days off or injuries. Pitching side, Brad Lord, great spring. ERA doesn't show it, but he pitched really well at the very end. Cade Horton, another fine performance. Roki pitched great. Look at that 1.29 ERA. Only 3 walks. That was his biggest problem last year. Sakura, bit of an issue, but we're going to start him as number 5, and if it doesn't work out and Ullman's ready, we'll bring Ullman up. Worst case is we trade for a rental in July. Clanahan had one horrendous start, and that really skewed his ERA. Gave up like 6 runs in less than an inning. Alvarez is also a possibility if Sakura or Sasaki doesn't work out. But right now, Alvarez, not sure if we're going to use him as a long reliever or if he's going back to AAA. He has one option left. He's still on renewable. Would give us the ability to flip him and Sakura or Roki in and out of the rotation if I bring him up as a long reliever. But we already have 3 left-handed arms in the pen. I don't think I need a 4th. Bullpen side, Louis Varland, look at that. 16 innings, no runs, .63 whip. Jojo Romero, 23 strikeouts in 16 innings, but he had a 7.3 ERA. That's just ridiculous. Kopech had a great spring. Minter had a great spring. Gus Varland, 20 strikeouts and 5 1/3. He's going back down to AAA to close. May have to think about bringing him up if we have poor performance or an injury. Cole Henry back to the minors. Alvarado did great. Bernillo didn't pitch a lot. Whitlock did great as our new setup. Rutledge going to the minors. Poulin to the minors. And Fairbanks, no runs allowed in 9 innings, back as our closer. So, as I said, these guys are all in a rotation. Ullman's already at a 78. But I want to see that hits per 9 against lefties get up higher. I'd like to see the clutch get up higher as well. But he is very, very close to making his major league debut. See, he's very close to what Sakura's numbers are. So, not much. Just a little bit more, not much, but Ullman should be ready to come up soon. And then if Sakura's not cutting it, we'll flip them. If not, if Roki's having trouble, we'll send him to the pen. Go from there. And Ortiz is working his way up at 24 years old. He still has a ways to go on all of his per 9s. He's going to have great stamina, and he'll be a long-term left-handed arm in the rotation, possibly after McClanahan is done with his contract. Will Fox, 22, is at a 66. A potential, got a ways to go. Kenny North, same way, has a ways to go, especially with that 38 clutch. Ronnie Cameron, same thing, doesn't strike out lefties at all, but he's probably 2 years at least away. Mosley at 21, crush lefties, left-handed pitcher that dominates lefties. Got to get better against righties, got to get his control and clutch up. Willie Valenzuela, left-handed reliever. Don't look at him as a closer long-term, but I do look at him as a big-time setup lefty out of the pen. And I may have a decision here. Is Millis? He's played. You'd have to go through waivers. He's getting 3.3, so that's. I'll keep Millis. Keep Millis over Loma Vida, but Loma Vida isn't very far from making the team as a backup catcher. Our second baseman of the future very well could be this Arlen Lyons that I got from the Mets for Luis Garcia. Got really good contact, not much power, really good defense, just doesn't have a strong arm. That's why he's going to play second base. Durability could be an issue down the road. We'll see. Great speed, steal guy. So that's right now, our long-term second base prospect. Lewis Haynes just had a ridiculous, surprising season down in the minors last year. Excellent power, hit better for average than I expected. He's going to be learning left field another year, possibly 2. His defense is not great, so he's just a one-dimensional power hitter. And there's nothing wrong with that. He could be a DH at some point down the road if he can keep that contact up. And we don't have a lot of high potential young outfielders in the system. Got a lot of C's, so I'll be looking for something in the draft this year, especially center field, right field. But right field, just basically outfield, third base, and maybe even second base, just to make sure we have one good guy and go from there. But definitely have some hitters on mind, and then we still need better starting pitchers, and I'll take even closers and shoot them over to setup guy or whatever. So I'm not opposed to taking a really, really good closer in the first round. If there's not any good hitters and the starting pitchers are going to be really long-term guys, then I will go grab me a top shelf, either reliever or closer early, and make sure we get some young talent for that spot as well and develop them up. So, and you can see we went 16-12 in spring training, very successful spring training. And you can see in that box to the right there, we are currently ranked 5th out of all the teams in the majors, but that's taking our entire roster into consideration. I have to send some guys down to AA and AAA and then set those lineups and rotations there, set my lineups and rotations at the major league level, and then we'll see what that number is when we get to opening day, because I'm sure it's going to change. But we have a very, very good team. Should easily compete for our division title this year, and hopefully we can contend for a National League championship and possibly get back to the series. We'll just see how the season goes, if we have any injuries or guys just don't perform well. So that will all occur in the next episode as we wrap this one up. If you guys are enjoying the content, please like, subscribe, comment, share it out, hit the notification bell so you know when the next one goes live. I think we've done a great job getting the Nationals back to a contending team very quickly. I'm looking forward to seeing new players in the lineup. Langford, Willits for sure, and Dunbar at some point possibly this year. If not, definitely next year. And we may have Ullman up as well. So got some young guys mixing in with these veterans. Good mix of players. We just got to go play and see what we do on the field. So hope you guys have a good one. You guys take care and go Nats.